at their own 25-yard line. This is the former Nittany Lion, the rookie Miles Sanders. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. A gain of 3, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Wentz. Dancing to his left. That is incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A gain of 22.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. To try again after the sack. Wentz, and he's going to go down again. Stephen Weatherly in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Shotgun now for Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Elliott puts this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
And he's able to find Diggs. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
the 47-yard line.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Cousins now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Off the play fake, Cousins. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
That's another Vikings first and 10 at the 14-yard line.
On first down, Cook. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Man, that's trash. That's trash. He's coming. Double up. Double up. He's coming.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
Pac-Man. 120. Man left, man left. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. Now he'll go deep down the middle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Wentz going to throw. And he connects with Ertz. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 26.
It's a gain of 10.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Sanders, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And Anthony Barr just has it all as far as I'm concerned in terms of physique, athletic ability, and now he's versatile as well. When he came out of UCLA, he played outside linebacker, but also down defensive end.
And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Throwing now is Wentz. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. Steps away to his left. And Jeffrey's got it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell. And now it's 3rd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Cousins. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. On 1st down, it's Cook. He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins got Gordon open, completes it. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 37. Cousins now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Jalen Mills in on the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And the return will stop right around the 25.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. Wentz finding his favorite receiver, Jeffrey, on a big one. 52 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now they toss out wide to Sanders. Strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. On 2nd and 9, Wentz completes it to Aguilar. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasize the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up.
To throw is Wentz. Forced out to his left. He'll try and run it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and inches.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll try to run for it with Howard. Oh, and they had him stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down, and that looked like a clear face mask to me. And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
It's a gain of 10.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA and playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana, thought about it. Nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get him. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
It's 3rd and 9.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Yeah, difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Ben Gideon picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Wentz. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goedert, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Yeah, he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Again, it's Cook. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll run on 1st down. Cook. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield and spilling everything. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Going deep for Diggs. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. On 2nd down, it's Howard. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Here's Wentz to throw. This one complete to Sproles. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now, standing just outside his own goal line. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just one 4th quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else. And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. He's going to let this go for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Josh Gordon, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that will make this a 4-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. This complete left side to Aguilar. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Now Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Number 53, Mike 53. Hey, come on, now, come on.
On 1st down, it's Cook. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. To throw, Cousins. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 42 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
Cousins to throw it. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger. Now Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Here we go, here we go. Here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Wentz now to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down, and that's caught inside the 30. That one good for 37 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Wentz. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And down inside the 15 he goes. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, deep, man up, deep. 5-9, 5-9. Right there.
Throwing is Wentz. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Trying to punch it in with Howard. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Jordan Howard. His first touchdown on the year. As his guys are back within a single score. So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. Back to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
That's true. You've said that before. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And they're going to go with the jet sweep. This is Diggs with it. Oh, a little 360. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they?
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did. Playing skills. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip,